Hello viewers, I've just made an alteration onto the Rover. You see there's the original AC air filter, which has two filters inside, and you see the size of the hole on the side. It's quite large, and that's the size of the tubes going from the carburetors. You see they're decent things, they're a couple of inches across, but the air that goes into it is a fraction. Look, that's quite small. If I get the you can see what I bought. If you put this next to it and that, you see that hole there coming into the air filter, which takes all the air, has to take the air that two of those are supposed to do. So I thought, well, that can't be right. You know, people talk about bigger valves and all sorts of things to get more air in. And I've had to sacrifice a stubby holder, a Kiwi stubby holder. You'll see why. I bought the wrong size, slightly too big, but better too big than too small, and I thought, how can I fit them on? How can I build up the gap? Of course, these were too wide, even though I did say at Rimmer Brothers Rover V8, but it could have any carburetors on, so I suppose it would. Anyway, here they are on the car. And see the stubby holder, you can just see the end of it coming out, just makes up that lovely gap, the neoprene. And there's enough space there. I've just had the engine running, it's not going to be knocked off. This one is a bit more troublesome. The dipstick is touching against it, but I'll bend the dipstick, it comes out. But you've got all the air that you want going in now instead of just that little hole. And that little tube, I think, was only because that was the gap between the two carburetors. And if you look at the Rover SD1, that had a much bigger hole in the front of the airbox and going down to two big tubes. So they certainly, by the time they got to the SD1, which was designed for the V8, had a thought about it. And I've got all this space here in the back of the engine to, you know, keep an eye on things and all the rest of it. And my hose from the crankcase breather, I can see, isn't on properly. It needs another tube inside it to stop it leaking down on the back of the engine. But a lot more air under the bonnet, you see. And it should, well, look at those, should have a lot more air going into the carburetors. So if you're thinking, if you've got a P6, I mean, who knows what you've got on the top of your engines in the way of carburetors, but I'd certainly get rid of that box. In the earlier Rovers, they were mufflers, and that might be some sort of a muffler. I think they had even steel wool in. But when you see the pitiful size of that hole, you know, to take the air for the two of them, you know, the size on the side and these big pipes, and then it goes down to that. It seems, I don't like to say it of Rover, but it seems irrational. Anyway, don't get these ones. These are a little bit too big unless you've got a stubby holder. I'll take it out for a drive. I've just been into Truro and it went very well. This breather pipe from the cover there, that's a bit of a tight fit, but it's all bolted to it, so nothing's moving independently. Anyway, that's my latest thing on the Rover, which, touch wood, is driving quite well. Somebody said the other day they wanted to see more of me. Perhaps it was, oops, my brother. Choose the shaky hands. So here we are. That's David. Looking older every day, but there we are. Nothing wrong with getting older. I liked that when I was 5 and 6 and 7. But anyway, there's the Rover. And